Welcome, everybody, to episode 40 of the effing title. And this week we present to you the NFL Week 9 review and Week 10 preview. Here with me, we have no one because it's Veterans Day and everybody is doing things and taking the day off. So, first off, I want to say thank you to all of our veterans out there. My father being a veteran, I look up to him a lot, and I know exactly what some of the families go through and stuff like that. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you do. I appreciate you all. Love you all. So it's just me tonight. So we're gonna be able to rock right through this. This is gonna be a piece of cake, I think. I have no clue. We'll find out. Okay, let's take a look here first. First, weekly picks for week 9. Fedge out here. Last week he said it. Don't call it a comeback. 11-3, killing the week this week. 11-3, scratchy at 10-4, and your boy Husky at the bottom of the leaderboards at 9-5. So that was week 9. That was our picks. Overall, total picks still on top. I'm still on the top of the ladder, but everyone's chasing me now. I'm 83-5. I'm 83-50, and I have a +1 on locks. Scratchy is 82-51 with a +1 on locks, and Fedge is 77-56 with a -1 on locks after this past weekend. Bringing us to the Week 9 review. Let's just take a look at some of the games. The Pack beat the Niners. The Niners having all sorts of problems with injuries. Quarterback problems, just across the board, hands down, just problems left and right. The Falcons barely beat the Broncos. The Falcons are looking better, but dear God, they almost let up another huge fourth quarter comeback there. It was a 7-point game that Atlanta was able to stop in the final, I think, 2 minutes of the game. The Bills putting their fucking foot down and saying, we are the AFC East. We are the AFC. Fuck you all. And beating the Seahawks 44-34 in a pretty convincing win, in my opinion. Baltimore goes on the road to Indianapolis and beats them by 14. A tough game. In the second half, they looked really good. The Texans-Jags game, the Texans won 27-25. Jaguars have a brand new rookie QB coming out there, and he throws for over 500 yards, and I think it was his second pass attempt was over 70 yards. So overall, a great day for that kid. I think it was Luton, something like that. The Panthers surprising everyone, almost upsetting the Chiefs, losing by only 2 points on that game. Chiefs were able to pull it out, though. Christian McCaffrey is hurt yet again. A weird year for Christian McCaffrey. Not really a guy that's known for being hurt. Being hurt a lot this year. Vikings beat the Lions 34-20. Shock. No one. The Titans with the Bears, a close game, a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. 24-17. The Giants able to pull out the battle of the shit shows in the NFC East, which is every fucking game for them, by 3 points. The Raiders were able to beat the Chargers barely. Justin Herbert's got to get a freaking luck sometime. Like the coin's got to flip on his side eventually. This kid's playing lights out fucking football, and they keep finding brand new ways to lose every week. It's fucking amazing. The Cardinals going in to Arizona and upsetting the Cardinals at home by 3 points. A great game for Tua Tagovailoa. Steelers-Cowboys, it was a close game. It was a 5-point game. Nobody saw this fucking coming. The Steelers had the last 2 weeks have been very iffy for them. They look strong, undefeated, the last undefeated team. The question is, can they keep it up? Because right now they're struggling, it looks like. The Saints, as we saw on the channel here when I did the Sunday night play-by-play, the Saints just smacking around the Buccaneers and doing whatever the fuck they wanted to them. It was 38-3. It's the worst game Brady's ever played, and I think they said in his entire professional and collegiate career. So that should tell you something. And then the Patriots barely beating the Joe Flacco-led Jets by 3 points. Everybody here, we all picked the Patriots last week, but dear God, you better believe we all wanted the Jets to really win that, though, when that game was going on. Man, it's the first time the Jets have been 0-9 in franchise history, so it shows you just how bad this team is. But that's last week. This is this week. Let's get to what's going on right now. And like I said, it is just your boy Husky tonight. So we're gonna fly a little bit through some of these. But we should be able to just right through. So let's take a look at what we got here for some of these real quick. All right, so starting off Thursday Night Football, we have the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans. Across the board, me, Fedge, and Scratchy, all Titans. We're picking the Titans. Indianapolis did not look good last week. Phillip Rivers has not been looking good. The running back by committee that they're doing does not look good. There's a lot of problems there. Their O line is still looks decently solid. The defensive points looks decently solid. Just the Titans are too much for them. The Titans are going to take this division, in my opinion. Right, Titans are going to take that division, right? Hold up a sec. Titans, Jags, Colts. Titans are going to take the division. Anyways, Jesus, I just had a really big brain fuck there. Titans are going to win this game. They're going to get on the back of Henry. Henry's going to get going again, and they're going to go back to doing what they do well, which is running the ball, especially after what Baltimore was able to do with running the ball a little bit and then throwing over top of them. I'm expecting to see a little bit of the same, but just a little bit different because Derrick Henry's a completely different beast than J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. So that's the Thursday night game. That is tonight. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, if YouTube is actually working now, this is tonight, Thursday night. And now we move on to Saturday. We got the Sunday. We got the beginning of the Sunday games. We got Tampa Bay at Carolina. I'm picking the Panthers. I'm gonna pick the Panthers. Fedge and Scratchy are both picking the Buccaneers. After this last week's performance, I cannot pick the Buccaneers for at least a good week or two, depending on who they're playing. The Panthers just come off a game where they almost upset one of the best, arguably the best team in the NFL, if not the best team in the NFL. The Panthers barely come out of that game by 2 points, right? The Buccaneers just got smacked around by the Saints. Now, of course, the Panthers aren't the Saints. However, though, I just don't see it. I didn't see it last week. No, I don't fucking see it. Y'all know I don't like Teddy Bridgewater. But I think the Panthers are going to pull out something here, and they're going to kind of show, like, hey, just because you got Tom Brady, just because you got AB, just because you went out and spent a bunch of fucking money doesn't mean anything. I think the Panthers are going to take this. Those guys say the Buccaneers, and they're not here to defend themselves. So, next game we have the Houston Texans at the Cleveland Browns. I can't believe Scratchy has done this once again. I can't believe you've done this. He's taking the Browns. Me and Fedge are taking the Texans. The Browns just don't. The Browns are the stereotypical Browns to a whole new level this year. Their roster was even more impressive than it has been in the last few years, and they're still fucking bad against good teams. And the Texans aren't even that good of a team. On paper, they are, but not really, but not play wise right now. I think that the Texans are going to come in. The Texans are going to smack them around, and this is going to be the beginning of the Browns kind of doing well at the beginning of the year and then fucking falling off. If I remember correctly, they still don't have AB, or not AB, Odell Beckham Jr. So I'm expecting the Texans to come in and just kind of just get after them. Texans have been looking good since Romeo took over. So I can see, in my opinion, I can see the Texans doing well here. Then we move to Washington at Detroit. Fedge is the odd man out this week, picking the Washington football team. Me and Scratchy are picking the Lions. It's Washington's that weird one. Is Kyle Allen starting? Is Alex Smith starting? What's going on there? There's so many problems with that organization, with that franchise, with the year that they're having, the players that they're having, just everything. There's so many problems there. With the Lions, you know what the Lions are going to do. The Lions are going to score some points. The Lions are going to move the ball, and their defense isn't going to be that great. That's what the Lions do. That's what they've done for the last few years. Matthew Stafford's going to throw the ball around, and he's going to get picked off once or twice. And he's going to throw the ball around. He's probably going to score a touchdown or two. I think that the addition of Adrian Peterson has changed this team a little bit, and I just think the Lions are going to win this game versus a Washington team that kind of just looks bad at this point. water. Moving on, I don't know why I got to move on to this one. Jacksonville at Green Bay. It's the Packers. Across the board Packers. I don't need to explain this. It's the Packers. The Jaguars are a rebuild, reload season. The Packers are ready to just kind of run the table. And also, what's that? Do you hear it? Lock of the week for Fedge. Fedge is locking in the pack for this week. And this is a great lock, really. The Packers, you're going up against a proverbial NFC deep contender for the playoffs, going up against a team in Jacksonville that is on the rebuild, on the remend, trying to figure out shit. You just benched your quote unquote beginning of the season franchise QB and Gardner Minshew for is it Luke Fulton? Why do I feel like that's the name? Hold up a second. We do this almost once a stream. Whenever we do this, we got to look up names. Luke Fulton. Okay, so Luke Fulton is a linebacker, so that's not the right guy. Shout out to Luke Fulton, though, the linebacker from Michigan. Or what? Where's it? Hold up a second. Let me find out which Michigan it was. Yeah, Michigan State. Shout out to Luke Fulton. Players. Here we go. Let's see here. Jake Luton. Man, Luke, okay. Former Oregon State quarterback. Okay, there we go. He's going to make his second consecutive start. So, you got a second year, you got a second game guy versus, one of the best in the league going head to head. This game will be hands down, it's the Pack. Moving on to Philadelphia at the New York Giants. As Scratchy has said multiple times in the past, we don't really need to spend a lot of time on these ones. And we're not going to. Me and Fedge are going to pick the Eagles. Scratchy is picking the Giants. The Eagles are going to win this. In my opinion, they're a better team, but the Giants have been looking better on defense. I think the Giants' defense is shockingly underrated, to put it nicely. I think that a lot of teams are sleeping on their defense, and their defense is actually doing decently well. It's hard when your offense, can't stay on the field, and your defense is constant on the field. So that's always a tough one. But I think the defense has a lot of beginning pieces, and they're starting to put it together. Moving on to, the final of the 1 o'clock games. We have Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Across the board, we're going Steelers. This is another one. It's just, this is in Pittsburgh. If this was in Cincinnati right this second, live right now, I would change my pick to the Bengals. But it's not. It's in Pittsburgh. It's in Pittsburgh, therefore, I think Pittsburgh will win this. It's going to be another tough game, in my opinion. I think that it will be a lot closer because I think they've already played once this year already. We are very organized here. And just goes to show you that I'm wrong. They play in fucking December. Jesus. I think that the game in December, I think, will be a different game than this one. I think this one Pittsburgh will do okay in. They will win the game handedly. But it won't be. It's one of those ones where the score will not reflect how the game is. That's what I'm going to assume. But Pittsburgh across the board, Pittsburgh goes 9-0 to start their best start of the franchise history. Yeah. And then we get to the beginning of the 4 o'clock games. And the beginning of the 4 o'clock games, we start off, and it is the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills at the Arizona Cardinals, the game that a lot of people are here for. Buffalo Bills, Arizona Cardinals. Scratchy, as per normal, always has to pick against me and Fedge's teams, it seems. Scratchy's picking Cardinals. No idea why, but he is. Me and Fedge are picking the Bills after the dominant game this last week, and I will straight up admit that I was wrong, saying that I would take Russell over Josh Allen. Josh Allen is playing fucking fantastic this season. Russell is too, but I was wrong in my pick. I straight up fucking admit that I was wrong, 100%. The Bills looked incredible this past weekend, and I think it's going to be a little bit of the same. I think the Bills are going to go out there and they're going to smack around Arizona, because Arizona, and I said this 2 weeks ago, I said this last week, and I said it 2 weeks ago when I did my play-by-play, Arizona is fascinated with doing so much trickery and so much illusion and so much extra bullshit instead of just doing the fucking plays that work. I get that that's what Cliff Kingsbury is kind of about, Kyler Murray, all that stuff. I just don't think that that's going to work against a hard-nosed football team like the Bills. I don't. The Bills are going to punch him in the fucking face, and this game's going to be over before it even fucking starts, in my opinion. Bills are, like I said, I think Bills are going to run away with this. And then we go Denver at LA. Oh, yeah, LA. Jesus. Man, so many of these teams have moved. It's messing with my head. Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. Jesus Christ. I'm having a freaking stroke here. The Vegas Raiders. Okay. Me and Scratchy are going Raiders. Fedge is going Broncos. This was a tough one for me to pick, honestly. Both teams have looked very good recently. It's Drew Lock versus a very good run game. That's kind of how my brain was looking at it. The passing game of Denver, because both defenses are meh, to say the least. The Denver passing game has been very good with the addition of Jerry Jeudy and getting the weapons in. And like I've said a few different times, my biggest worry was the fact that they have so many weapons. They have so many weapons, but it's hard for them to get the ball to all of them. Right? That's been one of the things that I've said for the last few weeks now. And I still believe it. But they are showing that they can't do that, and they can get the ball to all of these different receivers and to all these different skill players. But I don't know if they're going to be able to stop the Raiders' run game. Raiders' run game looks good, and especially with the pass game coming off it. And I'm pretty sure the Raiders had a bye week last week. I'm not 100% sure on that until I look this up right now. So last week would have been the Raiders played. Yeah, the Raiders played the Chargers. That's right. This is what happens when I don't have the normal guys telling me, who's here and who's not, and these different things. But yeah, Raiders run games looks fantastic. And, I mean, even passing-wise, last week Derek Carr had 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar looks good. Darren Waller still is one of the best, tight ends in the league. And, Devontae Booker and Josh Jacobs are just doing their thing. Last week they both had over 60 yards on the touchdown, against the Chargers. So I see that happening again in Denver against a Denver team that just got rooted for a ton of points last week. And then we move on to the Chargers, the LA Chargers at Miami. I've picked the Chargers the last few weeks, and I keep picking the Chargers because I love Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is a fantastic quarterback. I can't wait to watch this kid develop. But speaking of that, it is the fucking LA Chargers, man. They find brand new ways to lose every fucking week. And it's starting to get annoying at this point because, like I said, Herbert's been playing very well, but they're just finding brand new ways to lose, it seems like. Therefore, I'm going Dolphins. Scratchy's going Dolphins. Fedge is going to go Chargers. The Dolphins just all 3 phases of the ball. All 3 phases of the ball for the Dolphins have looked really good, in my opinion. All 3 phases of the ball have looked very good. The defense is starting to show flurries of being very good. The offense under Tua looked a lot better this past week. Which of course you think about it, it's going to take some time for a rookie QB to come in and just pick it back up, especially a QB that's so drastically different than Ryan Fitzpatrick, who the offense was kind of, a little bit molded around. But Tua looked really good last week. He had a very good game. And I think that this is them continuing that role, right? I think that the Dolphins and the Bills, they take over the AFC East now, and the Patriots and the Jets are going to drop that thing. Like I said, I so badly wanted to pick the Chargers here, But man, they can't get out of their own ways, and that's the biggest issue. Is that just the fact that they can't get out of their own way. Seattle Seahawks at the LA Rams. Fedge and Scratchy are going Seahawks. I'm going Rams. I think the Rams are one of the best well-rounded teams as a whole unit. Their run game is motivated back. They have a great play action game off of it. They're motioning, Robert Woods around. They're moving all the different pieces. Jared Goff plays well. Their O-line is playing well. The defense, they have the best defense player in the league, and Aaron Donald. And the Seahawks got smacked around last week, like I said, and I think this is a little bit of a different game. My thing is that the Seahawks don't really have that pass rush, that people to go get the QB. And if you give Goff time, Goff's going to rip you apart. Goff's going to find the people, and he's going to hurt you. And I think that's what we're going to see. And I think that the secondary is going to get exposed. Plus, also, I think Aaron Donald is going to cause all sorts of mayhem against that O-line. We'll see. But I'm picking Rams. I'm going to be the odd man out this week. This one was another tough one for me to pick. But it had to be picked, in my opinion. And then the final, the 4 o'clock games, we have the San Francisco 49ers at the New Orleans Saints. We're not going to spend that much time on this. It's going to be the Saints. The Saints just hung 38 on Tampa and made that shit look easy. Like, they made that shit look easy. And the Niners have injuries of the wazoo, and we don't know who's fucking playing quarterback from week to week. We don't know who's playing half the positions week to week for the Niners, unfortunately. The Niners have looked great at points, but against a very good team in the Saints, it ain't happening. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. Lock of the week for Scratchy was the Raiders against the Denver Broncos. I forgot to mention that. Sorry. Doing this by myself, I'm not used to it. So, but yeah, there's that one. Then we get to Sunday Night Football, which you can catch live here. I'll be starting my stream of it at 8 o'clock on the Big Husky channel, twitch.tv/Big75Husky75, play-by-play. Watch the game with me as I'm talking through the game and, have some good times. We have the Baltimore Ravens at the New England Patriots, and Scratchy's an idiot, and he picked the Patriots. Me and Fedge are picking the Ravens. It's going to be the Ravens. The fact that they almost just lost to the Jets, and now they're going to play Baltimore. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I don't care who's playing for that team. Baltimore's winning this game. We get Marlon Humphrey back this week. We lost Calais Campbell, which is going to hurt a little bit. But Justin Matabuki and some of the other defensive linemen that we had stepped up, played really well. And like I said, we're getting Marlon Humphrey back. We're getting, in my opinion, the best player on our team. And I was 100% say that. He is the best player on our team, not Lamar Jackson. Marlon Humphrey is the best player on the Ravens team. And he's back. He's going to be making turnovers. He's going to be doing his thing like he always does. And we're going to get after this. And we're going to knock the Patriots off of this, win that they just had that, they barely got out of. The question for me is, can the Ravens offense be able to perform to the point that they should? Lamar recently came out and stated that defenses have been calling out their plays before they run them, which is a very interesting thing. I was wondering if this might happen with a kind of not gimmick offense, but a specialty sort of offense like this. One that's based around, a lot of read option, a lot of getting the quarterback involved in the run game, that sort of thing. I was wondering if teams would start being able to pick up, like, hey, this is what they're doing out of this is what they're doing out of that. And from what it seems like, that's what it is, because Lamar literally came out and said, yeah, teams are literally like, it's a run, it's going this way, it's that, it's this play. So that's a little unsettling to hear. And then the Monday night game is the Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. I don't know why Scratchy's doing this to himself, but Scratchy's picking the Bears. Also, my lock of the week is the Ravens. Yet again, I'm all sorts of out of sync of what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm supposed to be saying, and who's going where, and the person speaking with me, and I don't have my headset on, and so many different things going on. It's just not right. I'm picking the Ravens as my lock. I'm also picking the Vikings. Fedge is also picking the Vikings. Scratch is picking the Bears for dear God knows why. Nick Foles has looked terrible with being in the helm of this team. And I know a lot of people don't like Mitchell Trubisky, but just if you look statistically wise, 8 games or however many games it was that they both played, if you look at them, Mitchell Trubisky is the better quarterback. Mitchell Trubisky is the better quarterback anyway, and I've said it before. Nick Foles is a journeyman quarterback. That's all he is. That's all he's ever going to be. He's going to be a journeyman quarterback. He's going to be a quarterback that's going to bounce from team to team to team to team to team, and then eventually one of those teams he's going to do something well, right? And we saw that one year when he went to the Super Bowl, and he hasn't been able to produce since then. In my opinion, the Bears are going to continue to lose and continue to have really good, really close games until Mitch gets put back in there. And even when he gets put back in there, it's still going to be a close game. But at least you got a young kid that you need to build around, which also, by the way, they haven't done yet. They have yet to build around this kid, and that's the biggest issue with it as well, in my opinion, is you draft a kid, and number 2, that you trade up to go get, and then you do not build around him. Yeah, they went out in the free agency, and they got Trey Burton and Allen Robinson and that, but they didn't build around the line. They didn't add, more pieces. The best year that he had was when they had a 2 running back system, and it was pound the ball, let Tariq Cohen pound the ball with Howard, let Cohen do his thing every now and then Mitchell Trubisky on the play action, running around, doing his thing, and just running the ball. Is it a wonder that was his best year? It took all the weight off of his shoulders, and since then he hasn't been able to produce like he should. So, Tonyan or Jimmy Graham? Tonyan. Who the fuck is Tonyan? We have a question from the chat. Tanya's doing real well this year. Holy shit. Go Tonyan. In my opinion, Tonyan. Tanya's going up against the Jags. Jags are still rebuilding. The Jags defense is worse than the Vikings defense. I know, so you got a better quarterback throwing the ball. So, that's my opinion. For everyone out there that is wondering why I just randomly started talking about tight ends, there was a question in the chat. So, but yes, there's the picks. Kind of a really short one, just just knocking this shit out. That's what that's what happens when it's just your boy, and we don't have the whole pack here. We don't have Fedge and Scratchy. It's just me. So yeah, that's it. That's all of our picks. Hope everybody out there is staying safe. Hope everyone out there is having a great week. I hope to see you guys on Sunday night. Let me know in the chat or in the comments of this video how your team's doing. And as always, depending on where you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Stay out of trouble, stay safe, and we will talk to y'all later. Bye.